Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new here, my name is Hannah. I'm a flight attendant for a major US airline and I take you guys along on my trips. And today we are starting a 3-day. It is like 6:15 a.m. I can't really get to my watch. It's stuck under my jacket, but somewhere around that time. And my sign-in is at 6:40. So we're about to pack up our stuff and go catch the shuttle to head to the airport and get signed in for this trip. It is a 1-2-2. Days 2 and 3 are brutal, but we aren't going to think about that. We're going to think about how today is an easy one-leg day. One and done. We are going to Denver, and then we have 20 hours in Denver to be able to go and explore the city. So we're going to enjoy our short day while we can. But with all that being said, let me get my stuff together, go catch the shuttle, and get this day started. You guys, there was a shuttle here when I was walking up, and I was like maybe 10 seconds away from the shuttle, and it pulled away, and it wasn't even full. They could have waited for me to get on the shuttle. And it's cold out here. You see my breath? It's cold. And I've been waiting for like 5 minutes. And I would have stayed in my car if I would have known that they were gonna pull away. I got out because I thought it was gonna wait on me. I was position 3 this trip, so this is my area of responsibility in the case of an emergency on the 321 aircraft, as well as where I will be sitting for takeoff and landing. We made our way to Denver, but for some reason our taxi time was so long. It took us 41 minutes to taxi and then take off, which has been a while since it has been that long, but we still got in 10 minutes early, so we love that. I don't know who needs to hear this today, but toilets on the airplane are flushable. You can flush when you go to the bathroom on a plane. So please do that. Nobody wants to walk into the lavatory and see what you left behind in there. Like, just flush. It's really not that hard. And I know that at home, you guys are not peeing or doing whatever else in the potty and then just leaving it there. Like, you guys are flushing. And if you aren't, then you might need to reevaluate your life choices because that's pretty gross. So let's try the 2024 goal. Let's flush the toilet when we go to the bathroom on airplanes because that was ridiculous today. Anyways, we just got to the hotel. It is 10:30 a.m. local time, and we have the rest of the day to explore Denver, which is exciting. I have never done the long layover here, so I'm not familiar with Denver at all. I have a suite mate. One of my suite mates from college lives here now, and I messaged her like asking her what I should do. So she gave me a few suggestions. So I'm gonna change clothes and figure out which one of those I want to knock out today, because she did give me a few and I think they're all like kind of in different locations, so I'll probably only get to be able to do like one. And then I'm gonna come back, and I think the crew is gonna meet for an early dinner. We do have an early van tomorrow. It's 4:59 a.m. So we're gonna try to eat an early dinner so that we can all get back and get in the bed at a decent time tonight, because we have a really long day tomorrow. But again, we're not gonna talk about that until tomorrow. We're gonna enjoy our short day today, our little exploring adventure, before we deal with the hard stuff. I decided to spend my day in the Rhino District. Started off at the Denver Central Market to grab some coffee, and then just walked around some of the surrounding streets. It's so artsy in this area and really easy to kill a lot of time here. The weather was beautiful as well. It was 65 and sunny, so that was awesome. The Rhino District also has a lot of breweries, so it's super easy to bar hop if that's your thing. I started off at Stem Cider, which is a cider-only brewery, and got a creamsicle cider that was amazing. I ended up meeting a friend who hung out with me for the rest of the day, so that was awesome. We ended up going to a few other breweries and some stores. I bought a keychain and an ornament for my destination tree, so yay. Then it was time to go meet up with the crew. We had an early dinner at Otra Vez Cantina. I know I butchered that, sorry, but we had some tacos and a marg and enjoyed each other's company till it was time to get back to the hotel and go to bed. Good morning. It is day 2, which today is our longest day of flying. We go here back to Charlotte and then have a sit, of course, and then go Charlotte to Phoenix. So this flight going back shouldn't be super long, but the one to Phoenix will feel really long. And then we have, I think, like a 13-hour layover in Phoenix. So let's get this day started. We got to the airport pretty early and all the food lines were ridiculous, so I ended up getting breakfast pizza from a pizza place and it was actually pretty good. Had a passenger bring us some goodies, so we love that. A lot of times passengers will bring us candy or some kind of snack or gift cards. All of those are acceptable to bring, so if you ever feel led, we love a goodie. Anyways, we had a beautiful sunrise while we were taxiing out to make our way to Charlotte. The flight was pretty light, so we ended up having the back row for the flight attendants, which was super nice because the jump seats are not comfortable. So I was able to enjoy my coffee, read a little bit in between the service. Then we made it to Charlotte. I was pretty tired, so I laid down in the sleep room for our 3-hour sit, got a little nap in. Then we went to our next plane, stowed my bags. I like to stow mine across from my jump seat, or I'll put them in the back near other flight attendants because I have had passengers almost walk off with my bags. So always want to be where I can see them. Then we made our way to Phoenix. Some of the flight, you see, like the weather was a little bit bumpy, but we were able to get both of our services done. Then when we made it to Phoenix, I saw one of those driverless cars. I'd never seen one in person before. I don't know if I'd ever get in one, but it was pretty neat. We just got to the hotel. It is 5:45 p.m. local time, which right now Phoenix is 2 hours behind us. Sometimes in the year, because of the time change, they are 3 hours, but Phoenix doesn't do time change. So, and I don't know if it's Arizona as a whole or if it's just Phoenix that doesn't do it, but yeah, so they're only 2 hours behind us this time of the year. So 7:45 my time today wiped me out, especially since I didn't get good sleep last night. Like, I am exhausted, but I think I'm going to put on my gym clothes and then do my devotions and then see if I can motivate myself to go to the gym and get a workout in, because I'm not going to go out and do anything outside of the hotel because we're not really in an area where there's stuff to do around us. So it's not like I'm gonna be missing out anyway. So I might go to the gym, or I may just relax and watch some TV before I call it a night. We'll see. I did not make it to the gym. I sat down to do my devotion and was like, yeah, it's not gonna happen. So I heated up my food in my Hot Logic and then watched an episode of The Marvelous Miss Maisel. I don't really watch TV at home, so on my trips is when I get my shows in, and it's been a while since I've watched TV, so figured I would just watch an episode before I went to bed. Good morning. It is day 3, go home day. Today is a long day as well, not nearly as long as yesterday. Yesterday I think was 12 hours duty, and today is going to be like 10-20, but we do Phoenix to LA, have about a 3-hour sit, of course, and then go LA back to Charlotte. So a lot of flying today, but let's go catch the van and get it done. Our leg to LA was the only one we had that was on the 737, and the headwinds going into LA were awful, so we were not able to do a service because it was moderate to severe turbulence that whole hour we were in the air. So that stinks, but once we landed in LA, we had a 3-hour sit, so I ate my lunch, did my modules for work. I was able to get them all done, which is awesome. Then I made my way over to the international terminal, which is where we were flying out of. I always want to call it the Tom Brady International Terminal, but it's the Tom Bradley. Anyways, when we got on the plane, we had maintenance. We had to replace 2 of our tires, so I watched the Carolina basketball game, and then when that was over, watched some of The Marvelous Miss Maisel until it was time to leave. Normally it takes 30 minutes for each tire to get replaced, but the maintenance in LA, shout out to them, they were able to get it done in like 45, so that's awesome. But we left an hour and 7 minutes late. We were able to make up 15 minutes in the air, but when you're that late, 15 minutes really doesn't do anything, so that was a bummer. You guys, Charlotte is one of the worst airports to be delayed flying into because it is one of the largest through-flight airports, if not the largest through-flight airport in the country. So people don't end there. They're flying in to go somewhere else, even when you're getting in kind of late in the evening. Like, I would say any flight that gets in before 10 o'clock like 99% of the plane is probably going to be making a connection. Like 9 times out of 10, I'll have flights going into Charlotte that are completely full. We'll have 190 passengers on board and 180 will be making connections, which is like insane. Like any other airport, if I go to Dallas or LA or Phoenix, it's like maybe 80 people out of 190 are making connections. Like Charlotte has the most out of any other airport I've ever flown into, which is like crazy. And they book connections so tight because the Charlotte airport is not that big. The terminals, there's 5 terminals, but they're all in the same like building. Like you don't have to take a train to get to another terminal. You can walk to every single terminal and probably get there within like 25-30 minutes. Most you could probably get there within 15, but if you're going from like one end to the other, it's going to take you 30 minutes. But yeah, but they book them so tight. It doesn't make any sense because if you're delayed even just a little bit, like it's going to be really hard to make your connecting flights in Charlotte. So yeah, just be cautious if you fly through Charlotte and only have minimal time between your connection. If something goes wrong, it's going to be really difficult to get there. And we get asked all the time, like, can we hold the flight? Can we let them know that we're on the way? And we really don't have that much power, you guys. Like, the agents that are working your next flight, they can see when you've gotten in, like if you've landed, if you haven't landed. And most times if they see that your plane has landed, and like they'll try to hold it as long as they can, but there is so many different work groups that have to approve holding a flight, which is why half the time it doesn't work. Like especially during the middle of the day, you're not going to hold up. Now I will say, like transatlantic, a lot of times they try to hold them for like just a few extra minutes. It's not going to be anything crazy. But since there's only one a day and those are some of our more prioritized routes, they'll try to hold some of those sometimes. And then if it's a last flight of the night, sometimes they'll try to hold it. But again, like air traffic control has to approve it. Like there are so many different work groups. Even if the flight attendants are like, hey, these passengers are coming in, can we hold it? We have to get approval from so many different work groups before that can happen. So there's really not much power that we have. We can't call ahead and let someone know that you're here, and even if we could, we can't guarantee that like that would help at all. So yeah, I mean, we try to give you as much information as we can when we're in the air about connecting stuff and what to do if X, Y, or Z. And I always will tell people, like, double check your original flight. If they rebook you, if it's delayed, you can always get put back on there, which I know sucks for non-revs because a lot of times they're counting on people to misconnect in order to get on the flight and get home. But at the same time, I just let people know their options. I try to, at least, so that they can make, the best decision for them. But anyways, my arm's getting tired from holding this phone and I'm wiped out. Today's due day ended up being the same amount of time as yesterday's because of our delay. So we had 2 11.5-hour days back to back, and that's just a lot on the body. So I'm pretty tired. I need to get home. I have to get up super early tomorrow because I'm doing production at my church. So I need to get home and get in the bed so that I'll have some energy for that in the morning. But as always, any questions, comments, whatever, put them in the comments below. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!